just dropped my son off at school, and we had a very important conversation this morning. This is the third day of having the same conversation. Apparently there's a little boy in his third grade class who's been sneaking up and punching my son in the back and kicking him in the legs from behind. It's been going on for 3 days. My son told me what was happening. We have a protocol that he and I talked about since first grade. When somebody hit him from behind, because my son was standing up for his friend from this bully. The first step is you tell the kid to stop. You use words. Second step, if he doesn't stop, is tell him that you're going to go tell the teacher. Third step is if it doesn't stop, even though you threaten to tell the teacher, you actually go tell the teacher that. And once the teacher talks to the kid, we're hoping that everything ends at that point. But if it doesn't, then we go to step 4, which is whatever the kid does, whatever he does, you do it right back to him. And you don't stop until he begs you to stop. And that scared the crap out of my son because he's scared of fighting. He doesn't want to get beat up. I don't blame him. So we've been talking about the protocol, and we've been talking about using it in this particular scenario with this kid. So yesterday, my son and I talked, and we talked about how we were ready now to approach to step 3, which was to actually go tell the teacher, because this kid hasn't stopped, even though my son threatened him that he was going to tell the teacher. But he did. Yesterday, if he did it again, my son was supposed to go tell the teacher, but he didn't. So we talked about it last night. And my son tells me that the reason why he didn't tell the teacher was because he was afraid of the last step. What if he tells the teacher and this kid still doesn't stop? My son says, then I have to fight him. And he says, Dad, I'm scared of fighting. I didn't want to force him. I didn't want to scare my son anymore, but we still needed to deal with this issue. So this morning, I changed my tactics a little bit. For the last 2 weeks, my son's been playing My Way by Frank Sinatra on my phone while we're driving to school. He found out that was one of my favorite songs months ago, but for some reason, within the last couple of weeks, he's been playing it, and he's put it on his own playlist. So every morning, we would start our day off by listening to Frankie's My Way. So today, as he played the music again, I asked him to pause on every sentence that I thought I could use to help him understand what I'm asking him to do is not to fight, to hurt somebody, but to stand up for himself. And also that it's okay to get hit. It's okay to fail. It's okay to do something you're scared of. Do something you've never done before. So we went by syllable of what Frankie says in My Way. Words like I took the blows, I stood tall and still did it my way. And I broke it down and explained to him what each syllable meant and how it applies to what it is that we're dealing with this kid. And as he was walking into the building, to his classroom, he gave me a salute, which he's never done before. I hope he practices bravery in protecting himself and standing up for himself, but doing it his way, not because I told him to, not because as a dad I am dictating what my son should do. That's the last thing I want for my son. I hope that he got a little glimpse, and I know 15-minute drive to school while listening to Frank Sinatra and breaking down the words and introducing this 8-year-old to what the real world looks like is not going to work or have a dramatic impact in one day, in one session. But but I think this is first step to a lifelong lesson that my son's going to need to learn and practice. So it was a meaningful conversation this morning, and it's amazing how a simple song can have such an impact if you really pay attention to the words. And maybe the gentleman who wrote the music, wrote the words, and sang it, maybe they didn't intend any of this, but at least that's the impact that I'm receiving and benefiting from this great song. So I can't wait until I pick him up from school later and ask about his day like I usually do, and to see if my son did it his way today. Have a great day, everybody.